following the shuttering of warehouses across the province. Amazon Canada says it's stopping operations at 7 of its facilities over the next 2 months, which is resulting in more than 1,700 layoffs.
Canada is in shock. Amazon just made a move no one saw coming. In Quebec, 7 Amazon warehouses are completely shut down. 2,000 workers suddenly without jobs. A logistics network that took years to build, gone almost overnight.
He worked hard to climb the ranks to supervisor over the past 4 years.
It's hard to find one stable job. And we have to just start over. Like we have to start at the beginning.
Nobody saw this coming.
And this isn't a downsizing. It isn't a pause. It's not even a slow exit. Amazon shut everything down. No countdown clocks, no emergency addresses, no flashing warnings, just quiet emails, internal memos, and a corporate decision that left thousands staring at an uncertain future. Think about it. Walking into your workplace one morning, expecting a normal day, and discovering your job no longer exists. That's what thousands of Quebecers faced. Careers built over years vanished overnight. Raises, promotions, benefits, seniority, gone. Families scramble to adjust budgets, childcare, rent, groceries. Anxiety spikes, trust erodes. Communities feel it in every street, every corner, every local business. This isn't just about jobs. This is about the scale of corporate power, the fragility of modern work, and the silent shifts that ripple across an entire province. Quebec wasn't a minor outpost. It was central to Amazon's Eastern Canadian operations. Fulfillment centers, sorting hubs, last-mile delivery stations. Everything east of Ontario disappears. And the consequences aren't just shipping delays. They're real, personal, and far-reaching. Imagine Marie, a delivery supervisor in Laval. She's worked at Amazon for 8 years. She just got an email saying her warehouse will close. Her mortgage, her rent, her children's daycare, all plans she thought were secure are now uncertain. Thousands like Marie are facing the same nightmare. But it's not just personal. Amazon didn't simply downsize. They rewrote the rules of logistics in Quebec. Delivery routes are now longer. Fuel costs rise. Local contractors scramble. Control over goods flowing through Eastern Canada slips away from the province. What looks like a business decision is actually a strategic power shift. Amazon isn't reducing demand, they're shifting risk. Jobs move to contractors. Profits stay centralized, workers lose stability. The company keeps the advantage. And there's another layer. Quebec is the only province in Canada where Amazon workers successfully unionized. A historic breakthrough. Delivery workers in Laval formed a union after fighting for better wages, safety, and working conditions. Negotiations dragged on, and suddenly every warehouse was slated for closure. Timing like this sends a chilling message. Organize and your job disappears. Across Canada, workers are watching, employers are watching, governments are watching. Quebec has become a case study in labor power, corporate strategy, and risk management. Stability erodes, bargaining power weakens, and the ripple doesn't stop with labor. It spreads into investment decisions, corporate strategy, and regional economics. Other companies are asking, is Quebec too risky for large-scale logistics? Will labor laws slow expansion? Are wages and protections too costly? The perception of risk can drive investment decisions as much as profit. And Amazon just reshaped that perception. Then there's automation. Amazon is not just a retailer, it's a robotics and AI company. Fulfillment centers are increasingly automated. Machines pick, sort, and manage inventory faster and cheaper than humans. Quebec's slower regulatory approvals, environmental reviews, and labor protections create friction. Other regions deploy robots faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. In this context, leaving Quebec isn't just about cost. It's about aligning with the future of logistics, where speed and automation trump traditional labor. Geography also matters. Canada is vast. Quebec is sparsely populated compared to major U.S. hubs. Long distances and lower density mean higher delivery costs per package. Eastern Canada now faces longer routes, higher costs, and more uncertainty. Amazon's calculus is simple. Centralize operations where density maximizes efficiency. Quebec didn't disappear because demand fell. It disappeared because delivering there became relatively expensive. For consumers, packages still arrive, but the experience changes. Longer waits, less predictability, more reliance on third-party contractors. For workers, stable jobs become gig work, benefits replaced by flexibility, security replaced by uncertainty. For smaller logistics companies, thousands of skilled workers now flood the job market. Competition rises, wages are pressured, Quebec moves forward, but through recovery, not expansion. The economic ripple doesn't stop with logistics. Local businesses that relied on Amazon employees now see spending drop. Housing markets feel the shock. Mental health in communities suffers. A corporate exit of this scale doesn't just remove jobs, it reshapes money flow, opportunity, and influence throughout the region. And this isn't an isolated incident. Amazon may be the first to move, but it won't be the last. Other corporations are watching. Silent warehouses, idle docks, empty forklifts, they speak louder than any press release. Investors, executives, and governments take note. Moves like this force everyone to reassess risk and opportunity in Canada. Decisions once thought safe now carry cautionary notes. What does this mean for labor? Quebec's union success showed workers that organizing was possible, but Amazon's response demonstrates how corporate power reacts. The balance is shifting toward gig work and contractors. Union access weakens, bargaining power declines, long-term job stability erodes. Quebec is now a labor laboratory for North America, a preview of what could come elsewhere. Automation, logistics strategy, and corporate concentration of power aren't going away. Quebec is just the first visible example of a broader transition. Fewer direct employees, more machines, fewer protections, and risk shifted onto workers in the region. The future of work isn't just uncertain, it's actively being reshaped by corporate decisions. But this story isn't just bleak, it's instructive. Policymakers, labor groups, and communities can study Amazon's exit to understand the underlying drivers: automation, efficiency, labor risk, and geography. Knowledge becomes the defense against disruption. Ask yourself, what would you do if your livelihood disappeared overnight? How would your community adapt if the largest employer quietly walked away? And as a society, how do we prepare for a world where stability is conditional and flexibility is the real measure of resilience? Now imagine the last domino falling. Thousands of skilled workers, forklift operators, route planners, robotics technicians flood the job market. Small firms scramble to absorb talent. Competition rises, wages are pressured. Quebec moves forward, but through recovery, not expansion. This recovery will shape how corporations think about investing in the province for decades. Amazon didn't just close warehouses, it pulled a thread that unravels labor, corporate strategy, logistics, automation, and local economies. Every decision, from automation pace to contractor reliance to geographic optimization, sends lessons about efficiency, power, and risk. Quebec is a warning. The future of work is fragile. Corporate power is quiet but absolute, and the effects ripple far beyond empty warehouses. Quebec is living in the aftermath. The rest of Canada is watching. The world is watching. Nothing stays the same when corporate decisions this big move in silence. If this story shocks you, share it. Comment below, how would you respond if your job disappeared overnight? And don't forget to subscribe for updates on Canada's evolving economy and the future of work.